Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Live Coaching with Eva. My name is Eva Medilek, and I am a certified high performance coach and cultural inclusivity coach, which means that I help you reach that next level of high performance at home, at work, and in your business, not only by being clear on what habits and practices and principles will help you get there, but also just how important it is to add cultural intelligence to our emotional intelligence and our social intelligence. So I'm coming on here this morning after experiencing quite the interesting and emotional roller coaster couple of days. So if you're joining me live, please say hello and where you're from. And thank you for joining me. See, what I do every Wednesday morning at 9:30 a.m. Pacific. So wherever you're tuning in from, I don't know what time it is, but for some of you, it may be a lot easier to catch this on the replay. And I come every Wednesday as my schedule allows to give you nuggets of coaching nuggets that can create an aha or a moment in your brain or in your heart or in your emotions where you can make shifts in how you are being so that you can have your goals and dreams. You can have the kind of life you give. And sometimes we unintentionally block ourselves from having everything that we deserve. So this weekend, I was in Portland, Oregon. I live in California, the United States. And this weekend I was in Portland, Oregon, speaking to a group of women, amazing women at the One Woman Fearless Summit. And so normally I travel with my little dog, Lexi. You see her back there. But this was a work trip, and we had a lot of videos to film and things to do, and I couldn't handle the bandwidth of carrying her and all her luggage because she's a diva too. So we hired a house sitter, dog sitter off of this site called rover.com. I've used them for years. They used to be called doggyvacay.com. And I've used them ever since I had Lexi, and Lexi's about 9 years old now. So never, ever had a problem. Yeah, she's had some favorite sitters. She's had some sitters where, maybe not. And then, these are people usually needing extra money or whatever because of, they're in school and this is something they can do and set their own schedule. So I just wanted to give you the backstory a little bit. And so the young lady that we hired to watch Lexi for the weekend and keep an eye on the house and water the plants and bring in the mail and all of that, we had met her previously at a meet and greet, and I had been in communication with her. We set a day and time, and the day and time came, and I didn't hear from her. Nothing. She didn't show up. And so I texted her, still nothing. And finally, I called the number, and she's like, "Oh, I was paying bills because I had been away and I lost track of time. And I just had to pay my bills." And so what I detected was a little bit of defensiveness when I asked, "Is everything okay? Because you did not contact me and say you would be running late, or contacted me to say you get lost time." Because, hey, it happens to all of us. We're all human. Who's joining live? Janat from Pakistan. Thanks for joining. So happy to have you here. So long story short, she comes over, and she seems like a very sweet young lady. But what I detected was she had some trouble keeping eye contact with me. And I thought maybe she had, there are some spectrums of autism where people have trouble keeping eye contact. And so I just wanted to give her the benefit of a doubt because I feel that everybody deserves a chance, right? And I am about inclusivity and giving people opportunities to shine. And I am the sweetest little dog. And, how hard could it be? Okay, look at who's coming on. Nicholas is here in Kanul. Abdullah, I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. Please forgive me. In Mizra, So Pakistan is in the house, Azerbaijan, Ethiopia. Wow, you guys are all over, far from me in little California. So thanks for joining. Love having you here. So I'm going to continue with the story of this woman. And so she had been communicating with me off and on and really decided to apologize and say she would do better getting organized. And she had just gotten stressed, so lost track of time, but she's working on being better. And so she shows up on Friday, to stay the weekend. And I'm thinking it's weird. She doesn't have any suitcases, but I know she lives nearby. So maybe she just wanted to come by, get settled, and grab her bag later. Not a big deal, right? But as I'm leaving, I remember I forget something in the house and I run back in, and she immediately went upstairs to snoop. So the way my house is set up, just 2 bedrooms and a bathroom. My office, my bedroom, and my bathroom are up here. No reason for anybody to come up here. This is work happens here, sleep happens in the next room, and there's a bathroom. That's it. But everything she needed was on the lower 2 floors. And immediately she went into snoop mode. And I'm like, okay, I'm a recovering snooper. I get it. I got nothing to hide. Not a big deal. And she had been really, really communicative the whole time we were away, sending pictures of Lexi, letting me know what she's doing and all of that. And so the day I'm coming home, which was Monday, she had specific instructions to just, leave the key, close the door, make sure it's locked, and we'll be home within 2 hours after she left because it was a short flight. And as I'm communicating with her about the my flight delays and everything, I notice that she's not responding at all. She's not saying anything. And this is hours and hours. And I could tell that she left the house at 2:30 in the afternoon, and we were due to be home around 11 or midnight. And I hadn't heard from her. So now I'm getting nervous. We rush home after the airport. The lights are on. She's got like old food packages in the sink. When I tell you the girl left my house a mess, it was a mess. Lights are on. Her computer's there. No dog. Go downstairs. The bed is all disheveled. She ruined my decorative pillows with her red hair dye, the white pillows, so to speak. And I'm like, okay, where is she? Calls, texts, emails, nothing, radio silence, and no dog to be found. So now I'm getting nervous. Could they have been in an accident? Are they okay? It's well past midnight, and you knew I would, be returning home to my dog shortly after 9:30, and you're not responding to anything. And so we did everything we needed to do as responsible parents to track her down. Found out that she gave a fake number to a fake address to the agency. And let me say hello to a few more people who have dropped on. Alice, Roy, by me. Oh, Ethiopia's in the house. And Mumbai. Oh, how cool. And I believe that's the Philippines as well. So thank you all for showing up. So I was just sharing the story of when I came home from a business trip and my house sitter and my dog were missing. And here's what I want to share about that experience. The agency that I hired her from recommended we call the police because they couldn't get in touch with her either. We went to the address that she gave. It wasn't a real address. It was actually a homeless action center. It was a business office. And so all night long, I'm expecting, she's out late, she'll come in. Nothing all night long. But here's what I want to talk about when it comes to relationships. My nervous system is all in a jumble and I can't sleep. And how you think about everything that can go wrong. Did the dog run away? And she's ashamed to come back and tell me because she can't find the dog. And maybe she's looking for Lexi. Were they in an accident? And she's afraid to tell me that my dog was killed in an accident. Were they both in an accident? And she's laying in a hospital somewhere and somebody has grabbed Lexi and maybe is keeping her, fostering her, putting her in a shelter. I don't know. Did she kidnap my dog? Because I know Lexi is a great little support animal. And I know this girl was saying she had some anxiety issues. Did she fall so in love with that little sweetie pie there that she kidnapped her and just said, I'm going to run away and they're not going to be able to find me? I had all of these things run through your mind. Have you ever been in situations like that where you don't know what's going on and you don't want to think the worst, but your mind keeps going in this loop of all the things like, why would somebody just take your dog, leave your house with the lights on, TV, everything? And we're now talking 3 a.m., 3 o'clock in the morning, and they are nowhere to be found because she was hired to stay in my house and watch my house. So my husband says, we should go to sleep. I can't sleep. This is my baby. This is my heart. She's missing. And so we lay in bed. And before long, he's snoring. And I'm getting upset. Like, how could you sleep? I don't say this to him, but I'm thinking, how could you fall asleep and we may never see our puppy again? And we have this big trip coming up to Germany where we're gone for a month. And like, my mind is racing. My nervous system is a mess. Has anybody ever, been like that where you're just imagining everything that can go wrong, that will go wrong? Jeanette, right? Devastated. I was devastated. Hi, Mary from Manila. Elizabeth from Zimbabwe. My daughter's best friend is from Zimbabwe. I can't pronounce the name, but someone's from Iraq is here. Canada in the house. Jeanette Baker. You guys are awesome. So, you've been in relationships where your partner or spouse processes their emotions differently. When you're in a state like that, it could be really challenging. Like, my heart just never stopped beating with all of the things that could have gone wrong with my dog and everything that I would have to cancel, that I needed to cancel so that I can go make a police report, have flyers made, search them. I was even hiring a private investigator. Like, I need to hire professionals to go find this woman because every address that I've looked up is not an accurate address for her. And she gave it to a wrong address to the company. And so, all right, I got Lexi back because she's right here making a special appearance on this live, but she shows up literally 18 hours after my last communication with her, well after her hired shift was to end, the full 12 hours after her hired shift was full to end. And she texts me and says, oh, I went home and fell asleep. And my phone was dead. The typical, I like to say, millennial excuses. I said, when did you wake up? Oh, just now. So then your phone was charged enough to send me a text, but not charged enough last night to send me a text and say, hey, Lexi's with me. We're fine. Can I bring her home in the morning? So nothing. So meanwhile, I've got her agency that she works for involved. I was going to go to her job because my husband got on her computer and like, let's find out. Here's your driver's license number. Here's the vehicle number to the car. Hired a private detective. Did online searches that cost money and filing the police report. But did you know that with a missing persons report, what time is it? I got to get off soon. With a missing persons report, you got to wait 24 hours. But a dog is personal property. And so you can file, grand theft right away because of a dog. So the police right on. So shout out to the Berkeley Police Department for how really caring and involved they were in helping me find my princess, my heart on a leash. And I even heard from one of the officers this morning telling me he heard we got her back and was, really happy for that. And I just really am feel my heart warmed by the humanity. But what I did found interesting was like how we process our emotions, our upsets so differently when you're in a committed relationship, right? Or even if there were other members of the family here. I know if my daughters were here, they would have been hysterical. But somehow even though my heart was racing and my heart was torn into pieces, I had this level of calmness that I would get, groundedness, I would say, that I would get her back, but also keeping in mind, oh my God, the hundreds of thousands of people whose loved ones go missing and they have to wait and they don't know where to go to for help, who to contact first. And they're told, because it's a human, you have to wait 24 hours. I even put an Amber Alert out for this dog, yo. And so my heart really reached a new level of, I guess, sympathy and compassion for people who go through this with loved ones in their lives who go missing, and the panic and not knowing for years and years and years, and just how that can uproot and upset your life, your plans, your relationships with the people around you, because they're processing how they're handling it differently than you're processing it, and you can't understand. How can you start snoring? Our dog is missing. You know, I need a hug and you're asleep. Like everything that's going on, and none of it was wrong. We get to honor and respect how different people process their emotions, because we have different styles of relating, we have different styles of processing, and we get to do us without judging or criticizing other people with the way they do them. I mean, yes, some people shut down and block, and those are deeper things that get to be worked out in therapy. But I'm talking about our habits and our patterns and our beliefs and behaviors with how we process our feelings, our emotions. It's a new level of intelligence. And I know with me, I have to keep busy. I need to be in action. I need to be thinking of how to, for in this case, get Lexi back and put all the wheels in motion so that the time business is opened up, we are hitting the ground running to find my dog. I was about to go to every homeless encampment in Berkeley, California to find this little pooch. I had, professional people get flyers ready for me to print out, and they were going to all the shelters and vets in the area. And, my husband was doing what he could do from his strengths, and we ended up just keeping each other abreast of what we're doing. But how we process emotionally is so different. Not only there's a male female thing, but there's a cultural difference of processing, from me being American and an African American at that, and him being European, raised in Germany, and we learned all of this stuff, how to process emotions in childhood. And based on, the type of household we grew up in, and our parents' parenting style, some people tell you to be strong and suck it up and lock it down and don't let your emotions come up. Some households are screaming and crying and yelling and spilling it out everywhere. And there's extremes that run from one end to the other, complete shutdown and denial to completely freaking out, and everything in between. And my point of sharing that with you is that notice and have a certain level of respect for people who are going through that. All right. And if you want to reach out to me and learn more, go to talkwitheva.com. I've got to run now. This has been Eva Medilek, and thank you for joining me on Coaching with Eva this morning. I'll see you all next week. Bye.